Welcome back to Timeless Cinematheque. Tonight we're stepping into a film that feels like a time capsule from the earliest days of cinema. Not just because it's old, but because it comes from a moment when movies were still discovering what they could be. And what people often forget is that these early films weren't necessarily slow, stiff, or museum-like. A lot of them were bursting with energy. They were inventive, physical, fast, and absolutely fearless. Like watching live theater and a cartoon collide in real time. Tonight's feature is Mabel's Busy Day, a short comedy starring the legendary Mabel Normand, one of the most important pioneers of early film comedy, and honestly, still one of the most underrated. Mabel wasn't simply a performer who happened to be in the right place at the right time. She helped define the grammar of screen comedy itself. When you watch her, you can feel that she isn't simply reacting to the world around her. She's driving it. She moves like a storm, turning ordinary spaces into arenas of pure cinematic chaos, and doing it with a confidence that makes you forget you're watching the silent era. If you're new to silent film, it helps to remember that this kind of comedy was built for movement. It's big, expressive, exaggerated. Not because actors didn't know subtlety, but because the art form demanded clarity and rhythm. They had to communicate story, emotion, and punchlines without dialogue. And the result is a kind of performance that feels bold and physical, almost like dance. There's also something oddly refreshing about it today, because it comes from a time before digital perfection, before irony swallowed everything, before entertainment had to be cool in order to exist. This is comedy that doesn't apologize for itself. It's sincere, direct, and surprisingly modern in how alive it feels. So settle in and let yourself slip into another era for a few minutes. Let the modern world fade out, and let cinema speak in its oldest language: motion. This is Mabel's Busy Day, and you're watching it right here in the Timeless Cinematheque. And just like that, you've traveled more than a century back in time, and somehow returned with a smile. That's the magic of films like Mabel's Busy Day. It's short, it's simple, and it doesn't pretend to be anything else. But it carries something priceless. A reminder that film history isn't made only of grand masterpieces and serious dramas. Sometimes it's made of pure kinetic comedy, the kind of chaotic, physical energy that doesn't rely on clever dialogue or modern editing tricks. It relies on timing, movement, and presence. And Mabel Normand had all of it. What you just watched may feel like harmless mayhem, but it's not random. It's part of the blueprint for everything that came afterward. You can see traces of this style echoing through the decades, in slapstick, in sitcoms, in animation, and in the kind of physical comedy that performers like Lucille Ball, Jim Carrey, or Melissa McCarthy have mastered. The chaos doesn't come from nothing. It comes from control, from rhythm, from a performer who understands exactly how to turn motion into humor. Mabel wasn't simply part of early cinema, she was helping define it in real time, in an era when movies hadn't even established their rules yet. And that's what makes revisiting these films so powerful today. In a world where entertainment can feel optimized, polished, and smoothed down into sameness, silent comedy still has an unmatched human energy. It has no algorithm, no content strategy, no digital gloss. It's just human beings in motion, trying to make you laugh. And somehow that simplicity becomes timeless. Chaos doesn't age, and laughter doesn't expire, and that's why this still works. Thank you for joining us tonight on Timeless Cinematheque. If this short film brought you even a small moment of joy, then it did exactly what it was created to do, more than 100 years ago. It reached across time and reminded us that cinema has always been alive. Until next time, keep watching the classics, because the present doesn't own cinema, it's only borrowing it. Thanks again for tuning in, don't forget to subscribe, and please keep watching Timeless Cinematheque.